Hey, welcome back guys. It's another TMD update video about the SAFS reissue type. Happy Christmas guys. I'm glad you all had a great Christmas. I'm just showing you guys an update on what I've been doing with this kit. And basically I have completed the hand painting section. Since the last video, I've done a little bit more work on it, and I've just put in some other details like the engine block, which is at the back here with some chrome silver, and I have done all the cockpit, cleaned it up a little bit, like as you can see here. The yellow's in obviously, but I'm kind of happy with it. I'm about 90% happy with what I've done and what colours I've chosen. So it didn't take that long. I had to retouch a few things. Now there's a few things that I want to talk about, and that is that if you do get the upgrade kit by Brickworks, the connecting pins there, as you can see there, I cut that back a little bit. You don't want to cut too much. I should have really sanded them down so it looked a little bit better, but it'll do. You can't really notice that they're there. I painted it black, by the way, and I added the little antenna connector there. I don't know if you can see that. I actually forgot to put that on when I was building the kit, but yeah, it's coming along guys. The next stage, what we're going to do is top coat. Now I'm going to show you a product from Japan. I don't know if you guys can get this, but I've been using this top coat for, well, forever. I know Mr. Hobby Krios used to do one in a regular gloss, but this is the UV cut special type. Now, because this is winter season, you'll tend to find that maybe your clear coat will like sit and be very thick, and that is due to the cold. Now what you want to do is, you can have a few options. One is to dip this into some warm water. Two is you can warm it up like with your hands like that, and obviously basically shake the hell out of it, so you get a better finish. Now if you don't do that and you leave it stagnant in there, you get what's called spider webbing, or it'll just come out in splotches if it's not running thin. So what I would suggest is giving it a good shake for about 5 minutes, making sure the can is slightly warm. Test it out first, don't just shake it and then put it onto your model. I would test it on a bit of paper or something like that, just so you know that it's atomizing all right. And these are right cans. Some people like to put it gloss coats or matte coats through an airbrush. A lot of the acrylic guys do that. I mean, it's a little bit subjective. I'm a can man, so I don't mind using the cans. So basically, once I've shaken this, you want to apply some very thin coats that go all over the kit. Be careful not to overdo it. That's when you get runs and splodges and stuff like that. So we'll crack on guys, and hopefully it'll dry later on so I can get some decals on. Peace. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I've been shaking this can vigorously. Just pretend it's a cocktail shaker or something like that. Now, when you are shaking these, the way that I do it, the way that I've been known to do it from learning from books, is you want to be about, I don't know, about how I do it is about maybe 25 centimeters away. 25, no, it's a bit further. About 15 inches or something like that. So like I said, test it, let some run out a little bit, and then we are gonna top coat, and you're gonna go in like that, just light passes. Then swing it around a little bit, a bit of a shake, controlled bursts. Wow, better put the old extraction fan on here. Wear a mask if you can, guys. Go for the top. Work away around, and what I'll do is I will let that dry. Just be patient with it. Alrighty, okay, so as we're waiting for the top coat to dry and for me to put the second coat on, we're going to have a look at what I'm going to add to this kit. Now this is the resin figure line by Brickworks, and he does a lot of the figures for the Mac stuff. This one's very unique because this actually is a girl that can be positioned in the cockpit, i.e. hanging out of the cockpit, as you can see here. So that's what I'll be doing with the old SAFS. And we're gonna open this up, guys, and have a look. But these go around, I don't know how much is this one. Wait a minute. You can tell the price up here. That's retail price. So I think these are about 3,000 yen. I do stock these, so if you're interested, just send me a PM. Comes in multiple pieces. Let's open it up and I'll show you the quality, guys. It's a good thing just to work on as things start to dry off on the main kit. Get the legs. Also, this is 1/20th scale, by the way, and Brickworks, he does some really nice castings as well. It's not cheap, it's not a knockoff from China. So I presume that clips into there like so. It's got some connectors there, square ones. There's a few nub marks, a few, if you can see that on camera, but there is a bit of a line there. I'll sand that out. It does require some cleanup. The arms, looking very nice. I might have to add a little bit of putty on here. You can see there. Now obviously it's got like this grip here. So this is actually situated on the very edge of the canopy section, the hatch. Obviously you're not going to see these legs. Now the only worrying thing is I'm not the best painter of figures, so I'm a little bit worried about it, but we'll have a go. I'm not quite sure what paint scheme I'm going to use yet, but I don't know, maybe a hot pink, maybe? Pink might go well. Pink might make it all stand out a little bit more. So what we'll do is we'll go straight ahead with denubbing these gates here. There's one here. There's one here. So yeah, Christmas has been and gone. Still doing a few customers' orders. We're waiting for the Darth Vader kit by Bandai. As you can see, I'm just using a sharp knife. Like I said, this isn't perfect for just getting it out. It's not finished or anything like that. So you will have to do some cleanup. Light sanding. I don't think you'll have to pin this really, because it's so small. Just taking a knife there. Be careful you don't go too far. I'm taking very thin layers, like so. Then leave a little bit of resin to sand off. There's a nub mark there, I believe. Just take that off, like so. Mark here. Again, you can always sand this off. Because there is a line running through the middle where it's obviously two-part moulding. Again, just going in with a knife very, very carefully. You want a sharp blade for this. You can even do this technique just to scrape that off. So I will be doing some unboxings today, get my YouTube boofed up a little bit. So I need sand in there. Very lightly scrape away. Lucky there's no mouldings on the fingers or hands. Now this leg section here, there's quite a big separation line or seam line, mould line, what you want to call it. So all these parts and the main sections are going to need a bit of a sand. Off. Yeah. So we shall get some sanding paper. Move that out of the way. We'll start off with, maybe I might get away with a 400. And for anybody watching out there, it's good advice to be wearing a mask. You don't want to breathe this resin dust in. It's a little bit, you know, not good for you. I might have to go with a 240, I think. It's not, the 400 isn't doing much. So just go in. You can see that a little bit better maybe. on the actual seam line, there seems to be a bit of a channel going on there. Just, good thing about these sanding sponges are that because you can, they're pliable, you can bend them. So you can go with the contours of the surface that you're trying to sand. Oh, it's come out beautifully. There's a little one here. Kind of hard to hold. So yeah, so I'll be doing some unboxings today, guys. Hopefully get some more videos cracked out for YouTube. Again, like I said, it's a new year. Hopefully I can over Christmas, because I'm not back at work till the first week of January, I'm hopefully gonna input some more products in my inventory on my website. So this year I've had some good news that I will be getting my tax back on my business. So hooray. There's a little bit of a mold mark on a toe, just to let you guys know about that if you ever decide to get this figure. And the bottom of her soles need a bit of sand. Not that you would really see it, but because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, it's better to get that out. Again, on the top half, there's a bit of a line. Lightly sanding, guys. This 240, I would say, is probably the best option. These sanders are by God hands, but I know I know Tamiya do sponges. There's many other companies out there that do these sponging sanders. Looking a bit of a circle there. Don't go too hard. You just want to remove the mold line, and that's done. That's perfect. So as you all know, I started some new content on my YouTube channel. I'll hopefully be getting some good footage of New Year. Hopefully I'm gonna try and head out to a temple in Japan for New Year and get some nice footage on my YouTube. I hope that you enjoy my new content. Big shout out to Simon and Matthew that always write comments on my wall. Much appreciated, guys. Like I said, it's kind of like feels weird starting YouTube so late. I wish I'd have got my channel going about 5 years ago, or even before that. I would have definitely had some more subscribers. I know a lot of people going off YouTube at the moment. All of things going on to Twitch. I'm trying to find a good way of sanding it. Maybe hold it down like that. Twisting that. There's a little bit there. Should look like that, guys. So what's everybody's plans for the new year? In Japan, I should have made a whole another video about it, but like in Japan, obviously we don't really, well, they don't really celebrate Christmas. Well, they do, but in a very different way. It's not like being in the UK or Europe or anywhere else. Seems to have done that perfect. After you've sanded these as well, you might want to wash it in some hot soapy liquid, get rid of the dust. Small line there. But I mean, actual fact, this is these figures are very good quality. They're not cheap Chinese knockoffs. Yeah, they are a little bit pricey, but definitely worth buying. Now there seems to be this little bit here. I need to check to see if I need to remove that or not. Let me check. Because I don't want to remove stuff that's... yeah, I don't want to remove that, man. That's good. A bit off there. So it does look kind of strange, this part, because you think, oh, I'll have to sand that, but it's how it fits, as you've just seen on there. It fits very flush. And don't worry, if once you get to priming this and you notice that the line isn't gone, you can just sand it back again and re-prime it. Don't worry, don't think that you've done anything bad or anything like that. That's one done. Because that's when you opportunity to actually spot any errors in your prep work, is because once you've primed it in grey, it will bring all the marks out. A little nub mark there. Again, don't go too mad. I'm inspecting that. There's a bit of flash there. It's around the thumb. It's a good idea to fully inspect it before you even start priming, so you make sure that you've got a really good finish. And now we're moving on to the torso. I might be able to get away with using a knife here, actually. So get a nice clean finish. Again, just go in there. That should be done. Oh, there was a little bit of that on the hair as well, just down here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like I said, if you do get this, when you're sanding your hair, it's a little bit dangerous because you can lose detail sometimes. So you don't want to go in too heavy, and you can always do a check like that. As you can see, there's a mold line there. Only very, very slight though. I think that's about done. Fits okay. Again, you don't have to pin these so much, but when you get to glue it, I use super glue, and it might need a little bit of filler, a very tiny a bit of filler. The biggest seam line here is on her torso, around her hips. Again, I'm going in very light because I don't want to lose that lovely detail. Ooh, she's jumped. This one's worse actually. I don't know how good you can see that on camera, but I'll level that off. There's a bit of a channel there, a bit of a groove, a bit of a bad groove actually. I'm gonna need a little bit more, I think. Don't be frightened of resin, guys. By all means, try it, paint it, learn, master. I know a lot of people get put off resin. They get scared of it. It's like, oh, it's only for pro builders. It's not, man. It's for everybody. If you don't try, if you don't learn how to manage it, then you'll never have experience of doing it. And these kits do look nice on the Macs. Let's test fit these legs. Ooh. There's that one. So her leg should be like that, the position. She's like almost stepped up. Anyway, we're done, guys, I think. What you can do is, if you want, I've got a 400 grit here. You can go back on it and go as far as you want, up into the thousands. Just smooth any stuff off. It also helps with releasing any release agent as well, if you just give it a light buff like this. It's quite this sandpaper is a little bit old, but there's a little mark there. I can go with a bit of a thicker paper here just to make that flush. Don't go too far again. You don't want to take too much off. Have an inspection. And that's it. That's all it is. Okay, and then now we're gonna add some glue. Make sure that you have the parts married up, so you don't glue something that's out of place. Saying that, what have I done here? It's kind of a weird situation. No, that's the wrong word. Position. Put too much glue on there. That should just sit in that groove. Hold it down like so. Do the other side. Again, you only need a tiny bit of glue, not too mad. bit more there. Kind of want this glue to spread out so it gets to the outside. If you do have a little bit of glue that's beading, you can always sand that off. You can see there. Hold it as tight as you can. Probably going to put the arms on last because they're very delicate. Again, just going with some glue. I think that's enough there. Actually, with this section here, I'm going to let it, I'm not going to press too hard. There's a little bit of a gap, very small gap, but let that dry. I don't want to knock that. I can show that. It's the other side. Okay. Put a bit of glue in. Again, not too much. That fits perfectly. As I said that, it doesn't bloody glue. It's kind of weird, isn't it, super glue? And when you get it on your fingers, it sticks like within seconds. But when you try and glue stuff, modeling, sometimes it just doesn't want to bond. James Bond. I'm pressing that in as tight as I can. And the last one, the reason why I'm holding up my head is I don't want to put any pressure on there. Oh, I don't want to go too far with this glue because it will go everywhere, make an absolute mess. Oh, perfect. Just position that in there. There's a little bit of a gap on here, so we'll push that back in a little bit. Might have to use a tiny bit of filler there. I'll tell you what I'll do is add a bit more glue on the edge so it'll help fill in the cavity there. There you go. I'll just sand that back and I'm just going to hold this for as long as possible. Okay guys, that's about it. It's so easy to do. There is some beading marks on the outside, so I'm going to have to go in with a sander again. But after I've done the sanding, I'll just clean her up with some hot soapy water, hot water. I'll put it in my sonic cleaner and get some base coats on her. But she's looking sexy.